Hello there, this is Ron with Tailored Woodworking. Welcome to our channel. So a longtime friend and coworker came to me with this picture and asked me if I could build her a table similar to this one. And after thinking about it for a minute, I said, yes, definitely I could build you a table like this, and then thought to myself, how am I going to build a table like this in a small one-car garage? But managed to do so with a few challenges and luck. So that brought us to Willard Brothers, where I get a lot of my wood for these kinds of projects, and came across these two book-matched ash slabs. And never really working with ash before, I didn't know for sure that it was going to be strong enough, but figured if it was strong enough to hit a baseball, and that's what they make bats out of, then it was going to be strong enough for a dining room table. Here at Willard Brothers, we're picking up the two large book match ash slabs to make a live edge dining room table. Just kind of walking through some of the things, other things that they have here. Beautiful walnut, amazing walnut. Some things has sold, a lot of them are sold. Not sure what that is, but it is beautiful. That piece of wood that's got to be at least 20 feet long. Along with that, another book match A-B pair of ash. Those are beautiful. Those look a little bit larger than the ones that we got. Awesome. So be back at the shop. Should be interesting building this giant table in a one-car garage shop, but we're going to do it. Right. The guys at Willard Brothers are always willing to help out, cut boards down to size to make it a little bit easier to transport. The ends of these boards we're going to end up using in the base of the table, as you'll see later on in the video. We got the slabs back to the shop and laid them out here and started to take a look at the pieces themselves. They had a few knots and cracks, so Aiden's mixing up some epoxy here to fill in those cracks and knot holes. I set up kind of a working table with a few sawhorses from Harbor Freight that are, I can say, amazing. Didn't shift at all when building this project, and they're just a great set of sawhorses. Here I am kind of just positioning the first of the two slabs, measuring it up, getting ready to cut the jointed edge on one side, and here they are side by side, getting ready to cut that jointed edge to connect the two slabs together. Only the second or third time using my track saw, and really only one shot at creating this jointed edge, and wanted to get it right. So a lot of back and forth with making sure that it's just lined up correctly. I've become quite a fan of Sam Malouf's work and decided to use some of his finishes, one of the options for this table, and decided to mix up a small batch of it and send it off to the customer. I also sent them just a spray lacquer finish as well, as along with Minwax hand rubbed finish, and they chose the Minwax as the option that they wanted the table. So with all the sanding, using track saw, hand planing that I'm doing, created a lot of dust, so I put a little screen up around Gizmo so he wouldn't get sawdust on him. Chilling out here with the dog, taking a little break, It's always recommended. And just showing a fraction of the sanding that had to happen with this project, both sides, multiple sanders. Here I'm using the belt sander to really kind of get some of the card scraper marks off of it, but just trying to do the best job that I can. So here I'm putting the hardware into the bottom, the mounting plates for the legs that can be easily removed, along with some C-channels that help stabilize a wide table like this from twisting or cupping over time. Also need to put a few bow ties on the top of the table where there are a few splits just to help support or try to prevent some of further splitting over time to help the epoxy. And going to have kind of a challenge flipping this table over. Yeah, not really sure about flipping this thing over by myself, but I'm gonna give it a try. Got Gizmo over there. It's my cheering section, and we're gonna give it a go. So just to clarify, people, woodworkers, flip these slabs all the time. I just wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to do it. And just for context, this table is now, it's 8 feet long, about 4 feet wide, 2 inches thick, and just around 320 pounds. So it's definitely not light. A lot better than I thought it was going to do. You had faith? Or did you think I was going to get squashed? I think maybe it's 50-50. The legs were made up of multiple pieces of ash that were glued together to create the real large leg to support this 300 plus table. Here's Aiden using the track saw to cut up one of the pieces, and Being fairly new to using a track saw, I've really come to enjoy using it. It's a nice little tool. It's real easy to use, and there's a lot of safety in using it as well. So Aiden felt pretty comfortable using it. So he cut up a lot of the leg pieces for this, and then we started gluing them up. As I mentioned before, the customer chose this Minwax hand rub finish, which is a very nice finish. It's light, it brings out the natural color of the wood, and was getting close to finishing the top of this and noticed a few waves in the top from the belt sander. I don't know if you can make them out in the video, but they are pretty obvious to the eye, and there was a lot of them. So that means I need to resurface the top, go in with the card scraper, get some of those waves out, and basically refinish the top. The legs of this table were much too big to fit through my planer or sander to flatten them out so I could glue the two halves together. So I broke out my Grizzly jointer plane and forgot how much I really liked hand planing it. Since I haven't used these planes in several years, I quite enjoyed it. And this process took several hours to do, which I've cut most of it out. And in the process, realized that my outfeed table that I thought I could use as a bench in this manner, I could not. I dislodged the legs from the top and will be making or purchasing a new one shortly.
You okay? Yeah, that's good. No, no. It's a squirrel. I know, it's a squirrel. Like high alert. Ba-bum. You want to jump in that? Like there's a pile of leaves? Yeah. That'd be fun. Oh yeah, that's much better. These work pretty good. Team you? They weren't very expensive. They work good though. I think maybe that's the second time I've used them. That's nice. Here's my super hey oh. Here's some tea. Let's have some. Here's one. Think we should go there? Let's go. Let's do it, let's do it. I know, these things are like 50, 60 pounds a piece. They're kind of heavy moving around. No, that's telling me, go back to the gym. There's one.
So I have all the parts of the legs flattened and have them glued up together here. And now I'm just planing and sanding them both sides flat. These legs were about 80 pounds a piece, so they were quite heavy and a challenge to move around at times. And then I brought them outside to do some of the final sanding, and it took a lot, so kind of sped it up here, make it a little bit more interesting. I wish it actually went this fast. And here's a shot of Gizmo. Gizmo was hanging out with me quite a bit during this build, and glad to have the company. So we're towards the end of the project, final fit up and delivery. Just making sure that everything fits right and is tight. Just making some final adjustments. All fits good, and getting ready to deliver it. So here's the finished table delivered and in place. Very happy with how it came out. A few aspects of it would do a little bit differently if done again, but overall, very happy.